Good morning. This is Dale Johnson from Capital City Baptist Church, here with a little bit of a sound difference. Whenever I try to sing, I sound like Johnny Cash. Hello, my name is Johnny Cash. Well, anyway, yeah. Well, I'm here to bring our Tuesday devotional, and I hope that everything is going well for you today, and God is always blessing, and I hope that you're taking note of how God blesses you each and every day. In the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 11 through 15, these are not necessarily my favorite verses, but I rely on these quite a bit to just keep me focused on different aspects of this world that I live in. John says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in it. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever." Now, I don't have to tell you what time of the year it is, because we all know we're bustling about, hustling about, and of course, we've just enjoyed a tremendous Thanksgiving week. And I know that many people were able to visit with friends, family, loved ones, and such. And I know that was tremendous. I was surely blessed with my sister and her husband coming and visiting and staying with me. It was just a real blessing to have them here, and then also attended the services and able to enjoy the luncheon that we had at our church. But it's now it's Christmas season. And of course, there were those that were already putting up Christmas decorations even before Thanksgiving, as there is every year. But one of the things that I take note is that every year, down through the years, for the last 45, 47 years, I've noticed that there is a lot more of, how can I say this in a nice way? There's a lot more of social standings or social activity pertaining to Christmas in so many of the Lord's churches. One of the questions that is often asked is, what in the world is wrong with the church? Well, that's the problem. The world is in the church. We get hung up on trying to make the church a social house rather than a spiritual house. And we think more about creating an atmosphere or a right kind of attitude to try to have people to enjoy maybe services or enjoy being in a church and such. And so sometimes people will do things to make it seem like this is more festive at this church than at this other church. Well, there's a lot of things that I know many churches do and can do to certainly enhance their presentation of the gospel. But the thing that we always must focus on is not trying to create an atmosphere, but that we rely on the Holy Spirit, because it's not our place as physical beings to make an allurement to the physical, but rather to try to get people in a position where that they are able to receive Christ, and that's a spiritual matter. And whenever we look around us and we see people giving and getting and such, and I remember many years ago when my wife Deanna and I, after we were married and we were living in a small town, and I was a youth director at a church, and we didn't have much money. We just barely made it. And so we were given a gift, and it was a very nice gift. And my wife, Deanna, she felt like we needed to give back in accordance. And I told her that I was sorry. We just didn't have the money to do that. And so she was disappointed because she had been raised that if someone gave you a $50 gift, well, you give them back a $50 gift. Well, see, that's not what Christmas is all about. And when it comes to our function as a Christian, Christmas is not about the gifts. It's not about the giving. It's about Jesus Christ. And we take our eyes off of that part of Christmas. If we take Christ out of the picture, there is no need for Christmas. But yet, you see, that's not the world, because Christmas in itself is not a Christian holiday. It's a worldly holiday. But churches will get on the bandwagon and join in all the festivities of Christmas because we're in the world. And we have to be careful that we don't allow the things of the world to affect our spiritual relationship with the Lord by having a greater desire to have the Christmas of the world than the Christ of what we say Christmas. So when we think about all of Christmas, the thing that we have to remember is that, we have Christ every day. And we need to worship and we need to celebrate Christmas every day. And we think of Christmas, December the 25th, as the birth of Christ. And yet we know that that's not the day that Jesus was born on. And yet we still join in the hoopla and such. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy seeing the decorations. I enjoy giving gifts, getting gifts. But that's of the world. And we just need to be cautious and careful and not allow ourselves to be overtaken, and make sure that we're focusing on the Christ that we say is the Christ of Christmas. So just remember, love not the world, neither the things that are in it. If any man love the things of the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So we've got to be careful in what we do, how we do it, what we say, and who we say it to. We've got to be careful because, you see, we're in the world, but as a child of God, we're not to be of the world. Well, I hope you'll have a great day, and hopefully I'll get to see you this coming Sunday. God bless you.